Before we start, team, I should probably put on my mask here.
You got a mask at your screening for it?
I got a mask at my screen. They were handing it
You
out.
son of a bitch.
Yeah, they handed out. I also had the sticker they gave. I have this poster. I think if I move out the way,
Damn.
hold on. If I move out the way, you can kind of see this poster behind me here.
Oh, damn. Yeah, that's actually kind of sick.
And then I also have a sticker. Yeah, got the Leonardo. I got Leonardo. Yeah. Which turtle do you think I am? You think I'm a Leonardo, or you think I'm a which turtle? What do you think?
You probably really don't want me to answer that.
Oh, sure. Go ahead. What do you think?
Probably Michelangelo. No, probably Donatello.
Donatello? Donatello's pretty cool. I like Donatello too. Good old purple one. Hold on a second. Let me see. Let me see here. Okay. Damn, this shit is. Oh my god. Holy crap. Damn.
That looks hella tight, man.
Yeah, it is. Jesus Christ.
God damn. I was like, can you even see out of that thing? It kind of reminds me why companies like Mad Masks, they do a lot of like cosplay equipment. They made a couple of the ones that I did back when I was cosplaying. You should probably look them up instead of settling for this stuff. Or, make your own, because it's just a blue headband that you just cut eye holes in.
Pretty much. I kind of look like a minion right now, honestly. I kind of look like a fucking minion. Just one goggle I got on, pretty much.
You look like you really hankering for a banana.
Yeah. So, all right, let's get into it. So, our first review of the day is going to be for TMNT Mutant Mayhem. This is the latest TMNT film. This time in animated form. They've done some live action before, but got another animated film out of TMNT.
Yeah, some live action films to varying results.
Yeah. Varying kind of different results there, which we did a retro review for TMNT 1990. We did that just yesterday. It should be on the channel pretty soon. But here we have a production from Seth Rogen. This is a director from Jeff Rowe. And the voice actors of the Turtles themselves, I was trying to look them up. A lot of just new time actors I could see. I didn't think they had an IMDb or anything like that. I think there's only one of the kids who has pretty much been in a while. It's a kid called Brandy Noon who's in this. But in this story, TMNT, it really focuses on them being teenagers. You see that they have an overbearing father, as most teenagers do. Of course, Splinter, who's in this voiced by Jackie Chan. And they're just kind of remarking about they just want to be normal kids, do good teenager stuff, go to high school, get a girlfriend, hang out with people, their own age instead of living in the sewer, with their rat father, just kind of do that. And, amongst living in the city of New York, they kind of encounter another mutant by the name of Superfly, who is voiced by Ice Cube, who's the main antagonist of the movie. And then they have a big Ice Cube's character, Superfly, who has a grand plan of, killing all the humans and, having the mutants kind of rise up. And then to much chagrin of the Turtles, they're like, yeah, I'm not too 100% sure about that. I kind of, you know what I mean? I know humans are a little iffy sometimes, but I'm not sure about genocide and all humanity there. And kind of there. So in this story, I thought, first of all, I'd say one thing that really interested me, and I was kind of really looking forward to this with this movie, even though I'm not a big TMNT fan, is the animation. The animation, I think, is incredibly impressive.
Oh yeah, it's wholly unique compared to most other animated projects that we see. Because prior to something like Into the Spider-Verse, an animated film was either going to be just strictly hand drawn, or it was going to be a kind of a mix of like Pixar or DreamWorks style of CGI. It was going to be all 3D models, and here it looks like it's kind of a mix of a lot of different styles. It looks because obviously this is a CG animated movie, but it looks like it's claymation almost. And you can see like the impressions that are laid from the hands that are kind of molding everything together while action set pieces or while stuff is happening in the background.
Mm, yeah. I mean, because you just look at the screen, it kind of very much has that Spider Verse type feel to it,
Mhm.
where everything is so lively. Like you see the animation, it's like when they're in the sewer and then like the light comes down, you see the actual light rays that they drawn out, the explosions, and you see kind of the dust that kind of sparks up from
Mhm.
that, and they see that's drawn out. So it's very this nice type of animation I really like, and I really appreciate that for it. So I really love that. And watching the movie, I just loved it even more. Seeing it. So I want that very much. Also, the turtles
Mhm.
themselves. Great chemistry between all of them, and them actually feeling like teenagers themselves. Which there's been
Yeah,
adaptations.
yeah, not just teenagers, but actual brothers, which I think is the thing that makes or breaks an adaptation of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Because we have some of them where that is very strong, like in the 1990 version, like in the 2007 animated one, and even some of the smaller, lesser known adaptations, like Batman versus Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, and they, like I said, they really do feel like brothers. They really rag on each other very much. So I do like that a lot, and I think I think the voice cast in this, with the turtles is very impressive. And they work really well. Splinter, who's in this, who's voiced by Jackie Chan, very attached. You know what I mean? More of a clingy version
he,
of
he's
Meth.
He's definitely the version of Master Splinter that feels the most like a father instead of just a master. They lean more into him just being a single dad instead of previous adaptations of it.
Yeah. He's trying to, what I mean? He's trying to find some love too. He's like, hey, you boys are all I got. You know what I mean? Just
You
stay in the
know,
sewer.
you know how many mutant women there are.
Yeah. Very small pool. Very small pool there. Oh, thank you, Chill. Thank you for the raid there with 5 viewers. Thank you very
Hey my
much.
god.
Glad to see you reviewing some Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles here. Yeah. So yeah, so I love that a lot with Masculine and his dynamic with the Turtles as well. So I think a lot. Like I said, up and down, everybody that really does a fantastic
Mhm.
job. And then when they meet April O'Neil, who's in this, who's voiced by the woman from The Bear,
Yeah,
Io
yeah,
Idibri, is
Io Debris from The Bear and the upcoming theater camp, as well as Bottoms.
yeah. It's very kind of impressive there. And when they meet her, that's I think a very good dynamic there. Every frame of it, it's a movie like Spider Verse 2 where I would love to buy the art book of it, and love about
Mhm.
the animation of it. And I think it'll make people get into animation. I think about watching this movie. I'll pass it to you. What are some of your thoughts about TMNT Mutant Mayhem?
Yeah, something that I have, because I absolutely adored this movie. Every single frame of this looked like a work of art. Just seeing all of the different styles coming together with the animation, seeing the chemistry with all four of the Ninja Turtles, all voiced by Micah Abbey, Shimon Brown Jr., Nicholas Cantu, and Brady Noon, who I think for a majority of them, this is one of their first feature roles, and they all have fantastic voice performances and chemistry, which is something that makes or breaks an adaptation of the Turtles. And something that is really cool is whenever it gets to the action set pieces, where you have all of these very very green turtles, excuse the pun, but it's kind of very influenced by something like Jackie Chan's movies, where they're kind of accidentally messing people up until you get later when they get more confidence in their movement. And it's reminded me of Spider Verse, where it's almost like they slowed down the frame rate on them when they were first starting out in the action piece set pieces, and it was getting more and more smooth the longer the movie went on, especially towards the third act, where if you see in the trailer, it's essentially a kaiju fight, and it is amazing to watch.
Mm, yeah. And this movie being kind of set in New York, with a lot of movies that are set in New York, you got to always have that banger soundtrack. A lot of kind of
Oh
New
yeah,
York, New
yeah. The
York type
movie
of.
opens with Annie Up, which I was in. I was in my theater.
Yeah. So a lot of hits from a lot of Tribe Called Quest is in here. They do a lot of big needle drops in this
Mhm.
movie.
And
And I was
the score is also fantastic, and no duh, because it's done by the former Nine Inch Nails crew with Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross.
really Trent Reznor. Wow, Nine Inch Nails to Ninja Turtles, and look at that. Uh, that is quite a career
Nine
there.
Inch Nails to winning Oscars to Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, great career trajectory there. Yeah, I mean, great soundtrack here. You mentioned the score that's in this as works very well. Do you think the needle drops in here? Do you think that it works really well, or do you think it's a little too on the nose, or do you think it's a little too much at
Mm,
times?
I feel like and I'd really like to talk to people about, because I feel like there is an art to a needle drop, and you can either have it be something that it fits the tone and the setting and the emotion that you're trying to go for, or you can just have it to have a cool song play during a montage or a certain set piece. And here I kind of feels like it dances the line between that, where on one hand you get something like Guardians of the Galaxy, on the other you get Ayer's Suicide Squad. And here I
Mm,
think it kind of fits right in the middle of there. It reminded me a lot of watching the last Transformers movie, where I felt every time there was a needle drop on there, I wasn't getting it turning on Critic Bane. I was just my vibing to it.
yeah. Yeah, I would say it's kind of right in the middle there. It also helps that a lot of these songs. I mean, I am a big fan of a lot of these songs in here, but I think they just work. I think a lot of with the story that they're telling here and fit well in the scenes here, and do a great job at that. I mean, I just think overall this movie's just a lot of fun. It's just a great time. I think sitting in theater to watch. A lot of people are really laughing, having a great time watching it. I was having a great time watching it, even though I'm not a big TMNT fan myself. Are you a big TMNT fan?
I would say I'm a mild fan of it. I really love because there was a animated show on Nickelodeon back in the early 2000s. I think it was airing on the same night as Avatar: The Last Airbender, and I was a fan of that. And I had the video game that they adapted for that on the Game Boy. But beyond that, I haven't really followed much of the Ninja Turtles.
Mm, okay. Yeah. And I like how the movie kind of shows like these turtles, if they, because I think see once I was talking to Brandon yesterday
Mhm,
when we did the retro review for the TMNT 1990 film, that they already greenlit a sequel for this.
mhm.
So, and you can see that the way that these turtles are going to become more of the turtles that you may already know from other adaptations. You know what I mean? You see Raph has clearly an anger problem that's going to be probably a problem in the future. Leonardo's becoming a leader, more and more a leader in this, so you kind of see those kind of personality traits. You see them that it's laying the groundwork for that they're going to develop more in the future, which I like. And I think
Mhm.
there's a possible TV series coming of this too. And then if they continue it in the art style of this, I would very much be interested to see that.
Oh yeah, the art style, and if Jeff Rowe, who directed this, also directed one of my favorite movies from a couple of years ago, Mitchell's versus the Machines, and he was also a co-writer on this. I feel like if he, along with Rogan and Evan Goldberg, I feel like if they're involved, there's really nowhere for this property to go but up.
Mm, yeah. And I'd say Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg, who also I think they also had a hand in writing this as well.
Oh yeah, they're co-writers on this.
Yeah. And I think they have a good skill of kind of bringing stuff to people and blending that nostalgia plus the funny plus that charming personality to things that they
Mhm.
sometimes can bring it to, and sometimes adaptations that they do, which I think is very nice. Radiant Immaturity says I'll be very impressed if they can maintain that quality animation across the whole series. Yeah, because a lot of this
Yeah,
takes a lot
not a
of
problem.
work. I mean, Spider Verse took years and years to
Mhm.
animate. Yeah, so yeah, I would be very impressed too if they can
Yeah,
continue that
yeah,
whole
because
series.
they announced, yeah, Nickelodeon announced this movie back in June of 2020, and it's only now just coming out. So
Mm,
animation, especially when it's as complex and as detailed as this, it takes a long ass time.
yeah. So I appreciate the work and hard work that animators do with a lot of this stuff, and that just makes me kind of love it even more. Yeah. So what are your final thoughts and rating for this?
My final thoughts of this: every single frame was kind of inspiring to me, especially as somebody who loves the medium of animation. And I like that this movie, it is going more emphasizing into the teenager aspect of the Ninja Turtles, which I feel like is something that doesn't get a lot of light shed on it. I love the chemistry between all four of the turtles and their interaction with Ao Debris, who comes in later as April. And something that I think isn't getting talked about much is Jackie Chan as Master Splinter, because I feel like he probably has the most compelling arc in the entire movie as somebody who's trying to overcome his own xenophobia around humans. The rest of the voice cast, because you see a lot more different mutants, like you have a Rose Byrne as Letterhead, you have John Cena as Rocksteady, and Seth Rogen as Bebop. You have Natasha Demetriou from What We Do in the Shadows as Wingnut. You have Ice Cube as Superfly, who's the main villain in here, and of course you have Paul Rudd as Mondo Gecko, who I think on concept, he's a character that was starting to get on my nerves because he's kind of playing it as just like a stoner surfer bro. But it's Paul Rudd. He eventually charmed me.
Yeah. So what would be your rating?
My rating, I'm dying to see this movie again. I'd give this a solid P. I love the animation. I love the voice cast. Every single needle drop was so fun to listen to. And it has one of the best, because it's a movie set in New York and the climax is always going to involve the city coming together. It probably has my favorite one of those kind of endings I've seen.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree with you. Great animation, great voice cast. I mean, it was interesting, seeing the end of this movie and watching the credits and seeing who was who, because I couldn't tell a lot of voices that was in here. Like John Cena, I was like, who is he in this? And to go look at the cast list and find that out, that was pretty good. So there's a lot of voice casts in this that you wouldn't immediately recognize, by hearing it. So I think that's very good. I think the voice casters, they do a wonderful job. Again, shout out to the main actors that are playing the turtles: Donatello, Michelangelo, Leonardo, Raphael. Because like you said, most of them, this is their first time really doing anything, and I think they do a wonderful job at that. And voice acting is tough. It's not easy.
Yeah, voice acting is tough even for professional actors.
Yeah. And I think they do a wonderful, wonderful job here. I really was impressed by the action scene here, the needle drops. Like I said, just a great time in a theater. And if you're looking for another family movie to go see, you already saw Elemental or something like that. And I know nobody ain't seeing Haunted Mansion. That's bombing like crazy. So you might as well just go check this out in theaters. So I would also give it a solid peak as well, like a high tune in, solid peak time territory there. So yeah, solid 2 peaks for Tmnt, Mutant Mayhem.
Yeah, let us know what you guys in the chat and in the comments think about Mutant Mayhem, because I'm seeing this movie again on Thursday when it releases to the rest of the world.
Yeah, I as well. Yeah, I'm thinking about seeing it again. Yeah, paying the ticket. Did a press screening for it, but I'm thinking about spending my money and supporting it. I love to support animation like this. It's very, very
the more you support animation like this, the more studios are inclined to get crazy with styles like this.
Yeah, just goes to show you the trend setting that Spider-Verse has done, ever since it came out, everything like that. So yeah, Tmnt, Mutant Mayhem. All right, I can finally take this shit off. Holy shit. I'm fucking dying in this shit. Oh my god. Oh, jeez. Man. Oh my god. Oh. Yeah, like Radiant from Truth, he was right. He was like, that mask was made for somebody who's cross-eyed. Oh my god.